has obviously made it clear that that's not the stance and what we want from the volunteer spirit. You know that I feel the same way. That's a very few number. Man, the passion, energy from our fan base. I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night. Yeah, I didn't sign any mustard bottles or golf balls. Maybe wish I had a golf ball that night, you know what I mean? But I'm only kidding. All right.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see.
What's up, Vol Nation? We back in kneeling, man. First scrimmage, ready to go compete. Can't wait to see how this falls.
Hey, walk it out, walk it out. 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. First day back in kneeling, man. It feel good to be home. It feel good to be home. Let's go out here and compete. Make each other better, man. Compete. Stay clean, play hard, defense, fly around. Fly around, get to the ball, play aggressive. Offense, you know what we do, man. Let's go score the ball.
There on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Does that not give you chills? Does that not give you chills watching Hendon Hooker in that huddle, firing everybody up, getting on the defense, telling them to play fast, play quick, get to the ball, and then all he has to say is, offense, you know what we do. Let's go. Come on, let's go. You know what? It's Tuesday. You guys know what Tuesday means. It means we're going to play NCAA football tonight. The YouTube algorithm is probably going to be pissed at me. They're probably going to be upset at me because I'm going to do 2 live streams in a day. The little algorithm, the little gadgets behind the scenes are not going to be happy with Boogie Bentley. But the bottom line is, fall camp is here. It's scrimmage number 1. I want to talk about it. I want to get on here. I want to talk to 100 of my closest friends in the live chat right now. So do me a favor, help me out, because YouTube is not going to be happy with me. So help me out and smash the thumbs up first and foremost, and then share this thing out. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram. Let somebody know we're live. I don't know how long we're going to go. I just wanted to get on and talk about college football. I wanted to talk about Tennessee. I want to talk about this scrimmage. We're going to listen to Josh Heupel's comments in his press conference, and I've not listened to it yet because I thought it would be fun to hear it for the first time live on air and then kind of break it down with you guys. But again, I'll be live later tonight, 6:30, playing NCAA, all that good stuff. But let's jump into it. Let's see who's hanging out in the chat on this impromptu Tuesday afternoon stream. Zachary is in the house, says go Big Orange. What's up, Zachary? Good to see you in the chat. Danny is here. What's up, Danny? Jake in the house. Southern Life is here. Boogie, my man. Hope you're having a good day. Having a great day. Hope you're having a good day as well. Southern Life. Brad is in the house. What's up, Brad? Vol Guy 78 is here. Says, what's up, Boogie? John Hill John Hill, the most interesting dollar amounts of all time, drops a $20.71 super chat. I appreciate that tip in the old tip jar, making it worth my while to jump on here and talk a little Vol football. Appreciate that. John says, getting closer by the day. I cannot stand it. Go Big Orange. Yeah, it's go time, man. It is go time, John. We are right around the corner. It's going to be full steam ahead. We are going to start things off next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be doing our first fan call-in show. That's where you guys get to come on. You get to hang out. You get to run the show. It is your show. That's going to be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. But you got to be a member of the channel. So if you want to join those fan call-ins, make sure you join the channel. Click that join button down below. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And then after that, the following Wednesday, we're going to start our midweek show. And from there, every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be going live, post-game shows every Sunday at 7, Tuesday nights at 6:30. It is time. It is go time. Let's see who else is hanging out in the chat. But appreciate that super chat. Ethan is in the house. What is up? Ethan can't stay long. Well, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. Landon is here. Backwoods is in the house. Aaron Duck is here. Says, spice up my workday live stream. Yeah, I didn't know how many people. All of the live streams are always at night. And, part of wanting to transition this thing full time is seeing what kind of audience we could create doing these day streams or maybe even a morning stream. Thinking about doing a morning stream next week, maybe next Monday, do a morning stream, get on, see who wants to hang out. When I drop a video at 8 o'clock in the morning, you guys flood in there. So some of you guys need a distraction at work. I want to provide that distraction. Elijah, the kid, is in the house. What's up, Elijah? Buck is here. Justin is here. We got another super chat here. Let me hit that real quick. Then we'll jump in and hear these comments. Joey Carroll for $20.71 as well. Says, I'll match John. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super. Listen, you guys want to create a game where you match John's super chat? Everybody drops a $20.71 super chat. I would appreciate it. That's good stuff. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the tip. Let me go ahead and update the leaderboard. I got to update the leaderboard. That's what we do. We'll go Joey Carroll and John Hill. See, I don't have a wingman, so you guys just get to hear me ramble. But, hey, part of it, right? Part of it. Let me update the leaderboard for the current stream. I want to recognize the top super chatters there on the banner across the bottom. Scrimmage number one in the books. Dylan Elam. Boogie, streaming on the job, buddy? Nope. Took the day off, and that's what everybody says. Boogie is streaming on the job. Maybe Boogie's going to get fired. No, I took the day off. Probably going to take next Monday off and do a morning show. Why not? Buck asking how the meeting was. Haven't had it yet. Probably have it this afternoon. I'm going to have a phone call. Should be a good time. Elijah for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Says going to need all the streams, Boogie. Driving home from California on Thursday. Well, safe travels, my man. Good to get you back in the great state of Tennessee. What are you guys looking for in scrimmage number one? We're a little over a week into fall camp. There are seven practices in. Scrimmage number one, you talk about starting to separate some of these position battles in the secondary, some of these position battles at the left tackle position. Who's going to lock down that left tackle position? Looking at VolQuest, it sounds like J.J. Crawford had a good day. He ran with the ones. Sounded like Austin Price said he spoke to him after the scrimmage, and J.J. Crawford said, I had a really good day. I'm very proud of what I did out there on the field. But what are you guys in the chat? What are you looking for in that first scrimmage of the year? They're going to be back on the practice field, and then I think the next scrimmage is coming up on Sunday. What's up, Joel? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Clay Gamble says the defense needs to be better, Boogie. That's the goal. I'm kind of excited about the defense. And, I made a video this morning talking about the offense and what Josh Heupel has done. His track record, what he did at Missouri as the offensive coordinator, what he did at Central Florida as the head coach. His offense is proven. And as much as we sit here and say, is Jalen Hyatt going to take that next step? Is Broome McCoy going to be good to go? I don't think we really need to question Josh Heupel's offense. They're going to score points. But I'm also excited, man. I'm excited, Clay, about this defense because I think they can take another step. I think this defense can get better. We talk about player development. Are they going to be able to take that next step? And if these coaches are going to work out long term, if these coaches are going to be successful, they've got to be able to develop talent. Well, you're returning a lot of talent at the linebacker position. We talk about a year ago, the lack of depth, all the guys that transferred out. That linebacker unit, you got 3 guys that got a lot of run last year. 3 guys in Solon Page, Jeremy Banks, and Aaron Beasley. And now you've got Juwan Mitchell back. You got Juwan Mitchell healthy. Brian Jean-Marie talked about Juwan Mitchell being in the best shape, best condition, best health he's been in since being in Knoxville. So I think if you can truly develop these players, get them a little bit better. I don't doubt Rodney Garner's going to develop talent. That's what Rodney Garner does. And, he kind of praised some of his guys just recently. Dominic Bailey, a redshirt freshman, a guy that nobody's talking about. When we talk about the edge rushers, we talk about BY, we talk about Tyler Barron. Occasionally we'll mention Roman Harrison. Nobody's talking about Dominic Bailey. But Rodney Garner's talking about him. And he says, he's coming along. So I trust Rodney Garner to develop talent. That defensive line is going to improve as we move through the year. The linebacker position, they may not be elite, as my shirt says. They may not be elite, but they could be efficient. They could be good enough. And if you're scoring 40, 45 points a game, you just have to be efficient. You don't have to be elite yet. Obviously, we want that defense to get to that elite level. If you're going to win an SEC championship, you're going to win a national championship, you can't just be efficient. You've got to be really solid, elite on defense. What's up, Jason? Good to see you in the chat. Who else we got in here? Clay says, need to get off the field. Yeah, 3rd and long. Yeah, and Rodney Garner talked about that too, getting off the field on 3rd and long, and talked about really emphasizing pass rushing lanes and staying in your pass rushing lane, getting the quarterback to the ground. John Pryor becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support. You can do that as well. Hit that join button down below. There's also a link in the description of this video. Apple products, for some reason, the join button does not show up. So if you want to join the channel, the link is in the description of the video as well. And like I said, coming up, starting next Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a fan call-in show. And I know I keep saying it, for the fans, by the fans, but that's what that show is going to be. I may steer the topic, I may kind of guide the conversation, but I'm going to sit back and let you guys do it. It's your show. And we're going to start with the elite. That's the $9.99 level. If you're a member of the channel, $9.99 a month. That's a huge commitment to what we're trying to do here. You'll get the invitation first. You'll get the link first. You'll get to come on, and then Talkin VAWLS Gold will follow up, and they'll get the link as well. We'll go an hour, 2 hours, however long we need to go to let everybody come on, hang out. Peyton Manning's forehead is in the house, says, become a member. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. Had the opportunity to meet Peyton Manning's forehead at the Talkin VAWLS meet and greet. Cool. It's fun to put a face with a name, a guy that's in the chat all the time. St. Louis is here. What's up, St. Louis? Says smash that like button. Nathan Harrell, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, my man? All right, let's get into it. We're going to play Josh Heupel's press conference. Like I said, I have not heard it yet. Going to hear it for the first time. We'll pause it. We'll have some conversation back and forth. We'll go an hour or so. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys want to talk about, just help me out. Smash the thumbs up. Share it out. Let somebody know on Twitter that we're live. Go retweet the tweet that I put out just a little bit earlier. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's jump into this press conference from Josh Heupel and hear what he had to say after scrimmage number 1.
Everybody, really good day out there, back and forth between both sides of the ball. Able to get a lot of real football drive for the offense, be able to play with tempo and see how the communication and efficiency of movement between plays. Really good for our young guys, and defensively we're able to get some of that work against tempo, but also some situational football, got some 3rd and short, and actually did some overtime work with those guys again today. But overall, pleased with the effort, strain, competitive nature of it, and some back and forth between both sides of the ball.
Something that I've not really talked about on here, something that we talked about last year, coming in year 1 under Josh Heupel and his up-tempo, wanting to go quick. How many times last year after practice or after the scrimmages kind of talking about, we need to get quicker. They were still learning. They were learning the signals. They were learning the calls. They were learning just how fast Josh Heupel wanted to go. And now we're not hearing that. We're not hearing it this time around. You're returning, what, eight starters? 8 starters on offense. You're returning 4 out of 5 offensive linemen. Your quarterback, your running back, one of the wide receivers. These guys know what Josh Heupel expects. These guys know the calls. They know how to run this offense. We're going to be running faster than we've ever ran. This offense is going to be going quick, and that's something we've really not talked about. Also, I like hearing that they made plays on both sides of the ball. That's always how do you determine if it's a good scrimmage or not? Going into it, it's good on good. It's good on good. And if you hear that BY or Tyler Barron gets to the quarterback 6 times in a scrimmage, Is that a good thing? I mean, it's a good thing that BY or Tyler Barron, somebody's getting after the quarterback, but it also sounds like you've got a problem protecting the quarterback. So you always, like Joel just said in the chat there, you want a close game. You want the defense to make some plays. You want the offense to make some plays. I played the Instagram stories from the Vol Football Instagram account. It was good seeing Dylan Sampson get in the end zone. And it looked like it was with the twos. I think Milton was out there at quarterback at the time. But Dylan Sampson's a kid that's going to do special things at Tennessee, and he may be a guy that's called on early. When you look at that running back room, he may be a guy that gets some playing time early. Noah Brantley in the chat. What's up, Noah? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. New to the channel. I love it. Good to have you on board. You guys that are new to the channel within the last 8 months, if you're new to this channel within the last 8 months, buckle up, because once we get into the fall, it is go time. There is nothing like a post-game show. We go live immediately after the game. We jump on usually within 5 minutes. We fire up a live stream, and it is full of piss and vinegar and emotion. It is raw. It is real. We're not media. When I say we're fans, for the fans, by the fans, just like you guys, it's the truth. We get on. We yell at each other. We state our opinion. We'll have a panel of 3, 4, 5 guys. It's going to be a great time. Can't wait. Jason, thanks for dropping in, buddy. Roger Gerald becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Becomes a member of the Elite. Shout out Roger for becoming a member of the Elite. You need to go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS and pick you up one of these Talkin VAWLS Elite shirts so you can represent that status. But I appreciate that, man. That goes a long way in trying to make that transition to do this full time. It's because of you guys. We appreciate it. Dylan in the chat. Love going fast, but I'm afraid it's all for naught as long as the defense can take a dive and catch a breather. It's part of it, but that's what Josh Heupel wants to do. There's no sense complaining or questioning it. That is what Josh Heupel wants to do. It is what he is going to do. That ain't going to change. It is what it is. I get what you're saying. But if you're going quick, you're going up-tempo, and you're having success. And we've seen it. We broke down this offense, what this offense does. They run the wide splits and the formations and the route trees, the route combinations that they use. This offense works, and when you go quick, you create mismatches. You eliminate their ability to substitute. You catch them off guard more times than not. How many times did Tennessee have a guy running free and clear down the field? Multiple times all year long. We're talking about an offense that went from, 21 points a game under Jeremy Pruitt to almost 40 points a game under Josh Heupel. What happens when he gets his guys on campus? We have already seen in 1 year under Josh Heupel, these players are bigger, they're more physical, they're in better shape, and they have more speed. Look at the class of 22. Guys like Dylan Sampson, guys like Squirrel White. What happens when those guys are running free and clear down the field? What happens when you've got that elite track speed like Dylan Sampson and Squirrel White? That offense is going to be hard to stop. They're going to be very, very tough. That's why when I talk about stacking recruiting classes and it's a rebuild. We know it's a rebuild. We're excited because of how fast it's going. And some of it is because the transfer portal. Like that the timing of the transfer portal and NIL came at the perfect time for the Tennessee fan base, because it let them kind of cut into what was going to be a 5-6 year rebuild. The transfer portal helped them add depth after everybody left. And then you add NIL. And don't be stupid. We're not stupid. NIL gives you the opportunity to go out and land an elite level quarterback like Nico Iamaleava. That type of player is not showing interest in Tennessee without Spire Sports Group. That's the reality. Call it as it is. What's up, Snake? COG Sports Cards in the house. Snake will be with us for some post-game shows this year. Go give COG Sports Cards a sub on YouTube. They're doing good work. If you're into sports cards, collecting, all that type of stuff, go give them a sub. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel after scrimmage number 1 earlier this morning.
We'll start with Vince up front.
You mentioned the back and forth, both sides of the ball. What about in terms of turnovers, protecting the ball, drawing those turnovers, and can you give any examples of how you guys did that?
Yeah, Jeremy Banks had a big pick out in the flat. Did a really good job, reading his keys and then getting out there extremely quickly. Great with his eyes. Made a really nice play. Used his hands well on the play as well. Really, I think that was about it for turnovers during the course of the scrimmage. I might be off one, not remembering it right now, but I thought there was some good situational red zone work by our defense where they were able to get off the field and force some field goals. And so, good day.
See, that right there is something I like to hear. I like to hear, Jeremy Banks it made a pick, and it wasn't a bad throw, it wasn't a bad read. He said that Jeremy Banks made a good read and made a good play. That's what I want to hear. And that's something when we talk about the defense and we talk about getting off the field on third down, we talk about stopping the quarterback. They need to force more turnovers. That's something that we talked about when Tim Banks was hired. He's going to be aggressive. They're going to try to force a lot of turnovers. And that's something that this defense needs to do a better job of. And again, it starts with getting after the quarterback. If you can force mistakes, by getting quarterback pressure, starts up front. But I like to hear that Jeremy Banks made a play today. Heupel says that's the only turnover of the day. And I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing. I would like to hear them force a little bit more, but still encouraging. Sounds like it was a back-and-forth battle. Plays by the offense, plays by the defense. That's good to hear. Let's see what else he had to say here.
Adam, you've got a few options there running back behind Jabari. First off, what did you think of Jabari today, and who's showing up behind him?
Yeah, Jabari did a really good job today. Ran extremely well. I thought his keys took him to the right cut. He played with great in and out and pad level on contact. He probably got close to 25, 30 reps today. And our young guys got a lot of work. Dylan and Justin was, without going back and watching the tape, really pleased with how they functioned and played. And those two guys just in training camp, obviously it's Dylan's first time working with us in live situations. He's grabbed on to playing and competing at this level, understanding how to function and operate within our offensive system. Does a great job of delivering blocks and is a willing blocker too. So really pleased with the progress he made. And Justin's come back a much different football player than he was as he finished spring ball. He made, I think you guys have heard me through the summer and even after the spring game, just talk about there's a lot of time before you get to training camp. He's taken advantage of that time and done a better job in pass pro, done a better job with his pad level on contact, done a better job with reading his keys and making the right cuts.
Rob then Austin.
Talking about the running backs there, Jabari Small. Jason Swain tweeted out today, and all he said, and I'm assuming that Swain was at the scrimmage, he just tweeted out that Jabari Small is that dude. He said that's the tweet. That's it. Jabari Small is that dude. And, when we talk about Jabari Small, it's always about whether or not he can stay healthy. That's what we're always talking about. We don't talk about what a good running back he is. And I think Jabari Small is a very solid running back. I was excited about him. Last spring, we were talking about how good Jabari Small was in camp. It's just that, can he stay healthy? That's the question. And, Laneith Whitehead, I don't know what he would have been able to contribute, and him going down for the year. It hurts the depth of the running back room. But I think you've got a good 1-2 punch with Jabari Small, Jalen Wright, and Lynn J. Dixon. Somebody in the chat just said, him being immediately eligible. Which Lynn J. Dixon are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy? Is that chemistry really there? You have to question it. A guy that transferred to West Virginia, went through spring, never played a single down, and now he transfers out. You have to question the why. Why did he do that? Why did he transfer from Clemson to West Virginia? And I've seen some stuff, with Spiller and his coaching staff and, whatever. There's nothing wrong with transferring. But to transfer twice like that makes me raise an eyebrow and question it. But then which Lynn J. Dixon do you get on the field? Do you get the guy that was averaging almost 9 yards a carry as a freshman? A guy that, went to the national championship? Lynn J. Dixon could be a huge, huge addition to this running back room. I'm excited that Lynn J. Dixon is coming to Tennessee. But it's a question mark. But more talent in that room is not a bad thing, definitely a good thing. I'm excited about Jabari Small. I'm excited about this running back room. It's just a question of, can they stay healthy? Got a $2 super chat here from Robert Tuck. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that tip in the old tip jar. Says we have to create more turnovers on defense this year. 100%, man. I agree. And somebody in the chat earlier talking about the up-tempo offense and how that impacts the defense. They're going to be gassed. They're going to be exhausted. Get off the field. make plays, force turnovers. You know, I like something that Rodney Garner said yesterday in the video that I made on him. In fact, I'll just play the clip again. Let me find it here. Talking about playing vertically. Here, take a listen to what Rodney Garner said yesterday. And this is how you can impact the game. This is how you can force turnovers. But let's go back and hear what Rodney Garner said yesterday.
You know, we are a vertical playing team, so we need to play more vertical. We need to be more disruptive. You know, we want to cause chaos. You know, when that ball turns over, we want to play 2 yards on the other side of the ball. All right, so that's number one, just being dominant up there playing a vertical get off. And obviously we need to be better in our pass rush, okay? We need to get better inside pass rush, and then we also got to do better with maintaining our pass rush lanes. You know, obviously in this league, you know, there were some quarterbacks last year that scrambled the ball that hurt us. So we got to understand, how do we balance up the pass rush lanes, and let's make sure we get the quarterback knocked down. So just taking those incremental steps, you know, to improve every day, you know, that's what we're trying to work on.
Playing vertically, playing 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's what I like. And again, Rodney Garner, favorite coach on the team. I love Rodney Garner. I think he's the best defensive line coach in the country. Been doing it a long time. He's proven successful. I think he's going to get something out of these defensive linemen. But, you know, look back to last year, the tackles for loss. You know, that's what this defense wanted to do. Be aggressive. Play behind the line of scrimmage. The tackles for loss, you know, that speaks for itself. Where they had trouble is in 3rd and long. You've got to have better linebacker play. And as Coach Garner just said, you got to stay in your pass rushing lanes. Jace Vincent, I'm going to go ahead and address this because a lot of people are asking about it in the chat. Jace Vincent, anything about Broome Mccoy and his eligibility? They were confirming that on VolQuest, and a lot of people are asking about Broome Mccoy because he didn't participate in the scrimmage today, and that had nothing to do with eligibility. That's because he was banged up. Nothing big, nothing major. He'll be good to go. But as far as eligibility, it's not academics. It is because he transferred twice. He went to Texas originally as a freshman, and he participated in spring camp. He said he was homesick, transferred back to USC. So that's one transfer. Then once he entered the portal and transferred to Tennessee, that's 2 transfers. So they're trying to get the NCAA to approve immediate eligibility. And, you know, when you look at the circumstances and the fact that the allegations against him, there were never any charges filed. The charges were dropped, but yet USC kept him off the team. You know, I don't really think he had an option other than to transfer. And then once he entered the portal, I think USC was trying to get him back. I think it's going to be resolved rather quickly. I think Brent Hubb said maybe 10 to 14 days, but they're moving forward as if Broome Mccoy is going to be eligible. That's the way this coaching staff is handling it. I fully expect that come game day, come September 1st against Ball State, I think you're going to see Cedric Tillman on one side, you're going to see Broome Mccoy on the other side, and you're going to see Jalen Hyatt in the slot, and let's rock and roll. I'm excited about those 3 guys at the wide receiver position. We're about 30 minutes into this thing. We got almost 200 people watching live. Can we get it over 200? Do me a favor. Get this thing over 200. Hit that thumbs up. Like I said at the top of the show, probably pissing off YouTube. They don't like when you stream multiple times. They dang sure don't like if you stream twice in one day. And we're going to be live tonight, 6:30, playing NCAA football. So help me out. Share this thing out. Post it on Twitter. Just hit that share button down below. Share it out. Post it on Twitter. Post it on Facebook. Go retweet it that we're live. Let somebody know. I would appreciate it. It's an easy, free, quick way that you guys can help what we're trying to do here. Trent Hamilton in the chat. What's up, Trent? Thankful for these random during the workday streams. Do you guys like this? It seems almost like a different audience. And that's what I want to do, man. If you guys want streams during the day, if I can make it happen by using, as of now, using vacation time, taking time off work, spend some time with you guys during the day, I'm committed to do that as we try to transition into rocking and rolling and doing this thing full time as we move forward. That's the goal. That's the goal. But if you guys like these day streams, I'll try to do some more of them. Like I said, maybe we'll do a Monday morning stream coming up next week. The scrimmage is supposed to have scrimmage number 2 on Sunday, so maybe we could go live Monday morning, like 9 o'clock or something, hang out and talk about scrimmage number 2. But again, share this thing out. Let people know we're live. I want to get over 200. We're down to 194. I must have made some people mad. 30 of the viewers are me, Buck says. Buck's got 29 YouTube accounts. I appreciate that, Buck. If you could just join the channel from each one of them, that would be great. That would be great. Thank you, Buck. All right, let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Coach, obviously Cedric is pretty established at one wideout spot. Did you have anybody else step up there today with any kind of flash?
Today, without going back and watching all the tape, Jimmy Callaway, Jalen Hyatt, both did some really good things in the slot. I'm pleased, overall with what they did today, but, the 8 days.
I got to go back because I missed that name.
Today, without going back and watching all the tape, Jimmy Callaway, Jalen Hyatt, both did some really good things in the slot. I'm pleased, overall with what they did today, but the 8 days that we've gotten in, where they've continued to progress to. So excited about what they've done.
What's the latest on Jalen, right? I know he's been slowed. Would you look to try to get him back by Sunday's second scrimmage? And how do you balance the urgency for him to want to get back with some of those younger guys coming along and Jabari doing things, and so he's not falling behind versus coming back too soon?
Yeah, for him, I don't think it's falling behind. I thought his spring, he was a much better football player than he was last fall. He's had a really good summer and, hadn't been able to get a ton of work here in the early part of training camp. He's mentally engaged, doing a great job of coaching guys when he's in the back. I think he's continued to grow as a player. Obviously, we want to get him some physical work before we get to week one for sure. At the same time, I think it's a balance of making sure that he's healthy for as long as possible here when we get to the stretch of the season.
Patrick Coach, speaking of running backs, this is the first time I think we've talked to you since Lynn J. Dixon joined the team. Just with this past week or so, I guess not even a week for him, Ben, as he tries to catch on and just see him today.
Yeah, with Laneith being out for the season because of the injury, felt like it was important that we continued to try to look for and add another body in that room if there was one available that fit what we're going to need. And since he's gotten in, right, he's in a race to understand and learn what we're doing as fast as he possibly can. He's been able to flash in some of our situational stuff that we've done. For him to go out and operate and function in everything that we're doing right now, he's probably not at that point, but I've been really pleased with the effort that he's put into it. He's competed in a really good way out there on the practice field and in the stadium, and looking forward to his progression here on the back half of training camp here as we push towards game week.
That's something we didn't even mention, talking about Lynn J. Dixon, is getting up to speed, learning this playbook, not only learning the playbook, but learning how to play quick, learning the tempo, what this coaching staff wants to do. But I think a lot of them adding Lynn J. Dixon is the fact that he's an upperclassman, his ability to protect the quarterback, his pass blocking. That's something that, it's difficult when you look at the freshmen. Once Whitehead went down and you got Jabari Small and Jalen Wright, and then you got 2 true freshmen, and that was it, 4 scholarship running backs. And it's a tall task, man. It is a big ask to talk about these true freshman running backs coming in and understanding pass protection schemes. It is so complex, and a lot of times we as fans, we get excited, and I'm excited as anybody about Justin Williams-Thomas and Dylan Sampson, both very talented guys. We get excited about a guy like James Pierce because he's a 5-star, according to On3. And we just want to throw these true freshmen out there and watch them go. But it's not that simple. It's not that easy. Tyree West is another guy that, and I think you're going to see some Tyree West. I think you might see some James Pierce, maybe some Joshua Josephs in the rotation at times this year. And that's good, especially against a team like Ball State. Let them get opportunities. Let them grow. Let them mature. And then be ready to go next year. But sometimes I think because a freshman is so talented, it's like Nico. Nico is, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the class of 23. But a lot of people think he's just going to walk on campus next year and be QB1. And I know money talks. You got $7 million on the line. How much pressure is there going to be from the people that contributed that $7 million to see their 5-star quarterback start from day one? But that job is going to be up for grabs. And Joe Milton, Taven Jackson, everybody's going to be involved in that quarterback competition. But sometimes I think we forget the difference between high school football and college football. And you got to leave time for these kids to develop and grow. It's like Taven Jackson this year. Perfect situation for Taven Jackson to come in with absolutely no pressure. Just sit behind Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton, learn the system, learn the tempo, learn what Coach Heupel wants, It's the perfect opportunity for Taven Jackson to come in as a freshman with no pressure. No pressure on him. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Bo Hensley wants to know, Boogie, I know it's early, but I want to know your opinion in the Heisman. Do you think Hendon has the potential to be one of the candidates? I've been yelling about Hendon Hooker getting this opportunity for a Heisman Trophy campaign probably since the spring. I think the school needs to pursue that. I think the school needs to start a Hendon for Heisman campaign. I think they need to promote it. They need to get behind it. But, you know, at the same time, Hendon Hooker says it's going to take care of itself. I'm going to go out and play. I'm going to go out and win. And the awards, the accolades, all that will come later if I go out and take care of business. You guys in the chat arguing about who's going to be the starting quarterback next year. I could start making videos on that now. There's going to be so much drama next spring about who's going to be the quarterback of this football team, whether it's Taven Jackson, Joe Milton, or Nico. There's going to be so much drama. So many videos to make. What's up, Wayne? Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Let's see. Let's jump back in and see what Josh Heupel had to say about scrimmage number 1. Took place earlier today.
Coach, what are your expectations for newcomers in a first scrimmage? And how much, I don't want to say judgment, but how much do you walk out of here going, okay, that guy maybe it would help us, or he's a developmental player? Do you pass judgment on one scrimmage like that? Or what's your expectation?
No, they're in a progression to get to where they need to by opening weekend, by week 3, by week 5. You know, it's a constant progression for those guys. Expectations for the young guys today is go out and compete extremely hard, right? Play as hard as you possibly can every single snap. It ain't going to be perfect. You're going to learn. They've learned for 7 days out on the practice field. This is as real as it's going to be as far as game day operation and how to compete and function in that arena. They're not going to be perfect. Continue to progress. Don't make the same mistake twice. Now you're putting yourself in a position to grow and be ready to compete when we get to the season. This will be a huge day, a huge opportunity. This afternoon it's a big afternoon for us as a program, but it's a big afternoon for those young guys too. It's an opportunity to sit back and look and learn, just what a game situation looks like and how to function and operate in it.
So what was your takeaway from them? Did they do that day?
Man, there's a bunch of young guys, right? So, it's going to be different for every single one of them. You're going to find out a lot more as you watch on the tape. The young guys inside of our program have been really pleased with their effort, their attention to detail, their want to, their ability to learn, their ability to be coached. And so I love the culture of those young guys. We got to keep accelerating a bunch of them in all 3 phases of the game.
I wish you would have given some names there talking about the young guys.
This is a position where you have to go back and watch the tape and really study it, but that left tackle competition, and they stood out today or even in the other practices since we talked to you last.
Yeah, without going back and watch it, I would hate to comment on today. Overall, both of them are highly competitive. They've progressed from where they were in spring ball. They still got room to grow, and they've handled it the right way, the competition between those guys. We will need them all. We will need those 2, but we'll need them all up front. That's just the nature of the beast here in this league, so you're not just competing against somebody else, although you are, right? The competition's within yourself, and I'm pleased with what they've done here in the first week of training camp.
I know I kind of touched on it at the top of the stream, but talking about the left tackle position, the battle for left tackle, you got J.J. Crawford and Gerald Mincey, and that's who's competing for that left tackle spot. And then I think the worst case scenario is that you end up moving right back to left tackle, and then Dane Davis starts at right tackle, because I feel like that's kind of the default. I feel like if they go that route, it's because J.J. Crawford or Gerald Mincey didn't really prove themselves and earn it. Instead, what that tells me is by default, we're going to go back and we're going to get Dane Davis back out there because he's got the experience, and we're going to move right back to the left side, even though they actually want right on the right side. So, but we'll see. Again, Austin Price talked to J.J. Crawford after the scrimmage today. J.J. Crawford said very proud of what he did out there. So that's encouraging for Crawford to have a good day. And hopefully it's just a good competition, and it's not just by default we end up with Dane Davis back out there at right tackle and also move right back to the left side. I'm trying to multitask here. Go into somebody in the chat says, Boogie, can you pin that membership link? Let me do that real quick. Join the channel. This is for all you with an Apple product. bear with me here. With an Apple product, what happens is the join button doesn't show up at the bottom. So this is the easiest way. So let me pin that real quick. Give me just a second. I don't have a wingman. So when I don't have a wingman, I just kind of talk to myself, and then I go through and we'll get this thing pinned here. Let me go in, pin, comment, boom. All right, there we go. If you want to join the channel, the support would be greatly appreciated. I know I keep harping on it, but by being a member of the channel, it's like a guaranteed super chat. You know, sometimes we have a stream and a ton of super chats come in, and that's good, but it's unpredictable. Whereas if you join the channel like Trent Hamilton just did, thank you, Trent, for becoming a member, joins Emoji Access. You got access to those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. I also try to highlight member chats during the stream. So when we're talking, if there's a bunch of us on here, me, JP, Dauber, whoever, and we're talking, I'm trying to get your comments up on the screen as well. So that way, you know, it's a way for you to be recognized. Harmon J. Seval also becomes a member. Thank you for joining the channel at the elite level. Elite! Appreciate that support. But look, I say it all the time. I want to do this full time, and you joining the channel gives me a gauge on where we're at as a YouTube channel to make that huge. It's a huge financial decision to do this full time and quit my day job. Huge financial. That's a lot of pressure and stress. So I'm trying to gauge it by you joining the channel. I greatly appreciate it, and it kind of gives me an idea of where I'm at. And I'll be honest with you guys, we're trending towards that direction to do this thing full-time. Robert Tuck is in the chat. Spot on. Hashtag membership drive. That's the goal. Get those memberships up. Do this thing full-time, and let's do more daytime streams, more morning streams, daytime streams. Johnny Cole becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that support, man. It's, like I said, as little as 99 cents a month. If you like what we do, if you like the content, join the channel for as little as 99 cents a month. Strength in numbers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's jump back in and hear more from Josh Heupel.
I know we've asked for updates on this, but any update on Broome Mccoy's eligibility? And is Lynn J eligible immediately? Do we know that for sure?
Lynn J will be eligible. What was your original question? I'm sorry.
Broome McCoy.
His eligibility. Don't have an update on that. Do not.
Mike and Rob.
Also on Lynn J, was there a relationship already between someone in the staff and him that led to him being involved? And you said as long as someone fit what you were looking for, why did he fit what you were looking for so well?
Yeah, for us as a staff, not really. As far as a previous relationship, obviously he had a lot of familiarity with Tennessee. If you look back just at his recruitment, he has some experience playing at this level. You know, his skill set, athletic ability, you know, change of direction, explosive long speed, all of those things are things that we need inside of that room, right? And so for those reasons, felt like he was the right fit to bring in.
So again, talking about Lynn J. Dixon there. Thank you, Robert Tuck, for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate that support, buddy. Membership Drive 2022. I appreciate that. Talking about Lynn J. Dixon, no previous relationship. So again, you know, they talk about liking what they see on tape, his explosiveness, doing it at, you know, an elite level, which again, all of that excites me. So if the conversations, and again, why I trust this staff, I've talked about this before. The reason why I trust this staff, because there were a lot of running backs that they had conversations with, they had discussions with in the portal, had them come on campus, and Tennessee went the other direction. Whether people want to believe that or not, you know, I trust certain people. You guys know that. I say it all the time. Austin Price is the best in the business, and it's why I made the video on Ricky Gibson 2 days ago, and people are telling me I'm stupid that Ricky Gibson is going to Georgia because Steve Wiltfong has a crystal ball in, and it's over, and I'm wasting my time. Meanwhile, Austin Price is saying, guys, it's not over. Tennessee created some momentum over the weekend, so I make the video to kind of let you guys know what is going on, what's being talked about. And then now, within a couple of hours, Steve Wiltfong flips his crystal ball. Chad Simmons says Ricky Gibson is coming to Tennessee. So I trust certain people. And that's why when you hear that Tennessee's having conversations with certain running backs in the portal, but those guys weren't a fit and Tennessee is deciding to move on, you know, that's why I trust this staff. But again, just to be honest, a little cautious, it's the week of fall camp, and you just lost one of your running backs for the year. So this coaching staff, was their back against the wall? Was this truly a fit? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. I'm excited about Lynn J. Dixon. I'm glad he's here. We'll see how he fits in chemistry-wise with this football team, with this coaching staff. Dylan Elam, as long as he stays out of trouble and isn't in the way, if we can match what Tyon Evans did last year in his 2 years here, it's a good pickup. That's a big ask. That's a tall task to give us what Tyon Evans did. If he can be similar to that, then, yeah, let's go. Let's go. We're going to have no problems at the running back position. Buck blowing smoke here. AP second best in the business. Boogie is the best in the business. AP, yeah, he probably does. AP can do whatever he wants. AP's the man. AP's the man. All right, let's hear a little bit more from Josh Heupel. We got almost 200 people in the chat. If you have not done so, hit that thumbs up.
I think we kind of maybe take Hendon for granted.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
How was he today? What do you think about the quarterback?
Really good, really efficient, effective. Handled the operation side of it extremely well. He's been in really good command of what we're doing offensively, keeping us out of bad plays, bad situations. Turning negatives into zero. Been decisive, getting the ball out of his hands. In complete command of what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball. Run game and pass game, protections as well. Really pleased with his progress, through spring ball, but even after spring ball to where he is now. Did some really great things out there today. Yesterday had a great day too, and love where he's at. Keep fighting and be ready for week one. Go be your best.
Does anybody in this chat take Hendon Hooker for granted? Because I don't take Hendon Hooker. I'm so grateful that we have Hendon Hooker on this football team. I can't think of another quarterback since it's probably been since Josh Dobbs that this fan base loved the way that they love Hendon Hooker. There was so much drama last spring with the quarterback competition, and it was people were pro Harrison Bailey, they were pro Joe Milton, they were pro Hendon Hooker, but everybody was divided. As soon as Hendon Hooker took over, as soon as he took over that quarterback position, this fan base became united behind Hendon Hooker. That's how good Hendon Hooker is. And I think, I don't know that we take him for granted. I love Hendon Hooker. I think this fan base loves Hendon Hooker. Thank you, Jake, for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
Coach T yesterday was talking about guys like Lamar and Tyler and Byron stepping up, take that leadership role. What did you see from them on the line today in that first scrimmage?
Yeah, some guys that have grown. Amari, somebody that has leadership traits and is growing as a player, growing in his leadership ability to control an entire group. Tyler Barron's taking a huge strides in those same areas, and just his accountability every single day and toughness and strain. His best football is still ahead of him, and really proud of the strides that he's made. That defensive line group will be deeper than we were a year ago, which is important to us as a program. We got some young guys in that room that we feel like are going to have to help us. They got to go earn it here, on the back half of training camp and before we get to week one. It's important that those leaders inside of that room, the guys that you were mentioning, do a great job of pushing and coaching those guys. They do, this football team's so different than a year ago where, players are helping and coaching each other. And that's in the defensive line group. You see that, but that's at every position too.
As a follow-up to that defensive line, did you feel like you have a better pass rush out of that group based off today? I know you haven't seen the film. And secondly, on the offensive line, did you feel like you were better in the short yard situations today?
Yeah, we did do some situational football with everybody on both sides of football, offense and defense. There was some emphasis that we put, for offensively what they were looking for on some defensive look structure, whatever it might be, and vice versa. But we were able to get some of that. I thought offensively they picked up those short yardage situations we're more efficient in what we're doing. Obviously, that's going to be critical to us offensively. A year ago, some of the struggles that we had in some of the games where we didn't play our best, the short yardage situations were a huge part of that, and not being able to get that next first down and get to the next set of downs. Defensively, I thought, red zone defense has been an emphasis for us. I thought that's something that today, they did a better job in. It's a point of emphasis as we've gone through training camp. It will continue to be on the back half of camp as well.
Specifically on pass rush that are front forward, you see more action?
Yeah, I do think that, we're further and deeper than we were a year ago. We're not where we need to be and where I want to be. The veterans inside of our program have continued to get better. Byron Young, Tyler Barron, those guys have made significant increases from where they were when we stepped off the football field in the bowl game. We have some young guys inside of our program that I feel like, if they keep growing and competing, have a chance to help us as we get into the season, and we need those guys to come on.
Last two questions.
That's encouraging to me, talking about the defensive line, because you go back to last year. He says we're deeper than we were at this time a year ago. Go back to last spring. Last spring, all we heard was that the defensive line was getting whipped. They were getting whipped up front. That's all we heard throughout the spring. Then you get to fall camp, and you start hearing this defensive line is getting a little bit better. They're getting a little bit better. They're showing progress. They're improving. And, again, that's being coached by the best in the business, Rodney Garner. Then you get into the season, and you talk about being at the top of the country in tackles for loss. Again, you got to be better getting after the quarterback. That's two different things. I feel like this football team is way better against the run, and that's defensive line, and that's also the linebackers. I think Jeremy Banks is really, really good against the run, struggles against the pass. But it's encouraging to hear now that he feels that they're deeper and they're better right now than they were this time a year ago. So let's just keep progressing, keep getting better, keep recruiting, and be patient, and let Rodney Garner do what Rodney Garner does. Yeah, Wayne, let Coach G push them kids, because that's what he's doing. He's going to get the best out of this defensive line. But I'm encouraged about Byron Young. I'm encouraged about Tyler Barron and hearing that those guys are being more of leaders. And Rodney Garner said it's tough for BY because he's not really wired that way. He's not vocal. Like Matthew Butler last year, all we heard was that he didn't just go out there and do what he was supposed to do, but he held everybody on that defensive line accountable. If you made a mistake, Matthew Butler let you know you made a mistake, and he demanded perfection. And they need somebody on that defensive line, in that defensive line room, to step up and be that on-the-field leader like Matthew Butler was. And I don't know who it can be, but I'm still excited. I'm encouraged, about BY, about Tyler Barron, hearing that Dominic Bailey's coming on. Come on. I mean, that's a guy nobody expected to hear that. Can Roman Harrison come along? But also on the inside, who's going to step up and be something on the inside? We're hearing a lot about the edge rushers, a lot. Not a whole lot of chatter about the defensive tackle position. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, I'm encouraged to hear that Josh Heupel thinks that defensive line unit is ahead of where they were last year around this time. So just continue to get better, show progress. That's what we need. 7 wins, as Rodney Garner said. Nobody came to Tennessee to win 7 games. But can you just show progress? Go out and get 8 or 9 this year, and then another recruiting class. They've already got a solid class together right now. Looking to add Ricky Gibson. Can you add another corner? Can you get some defensive tackles? I fully trust Rodney Garner on the recruiting trail to go find a guy like a Tyree West between now and early signing day. Finish off this class, get 8 to 9 wins, put together another solid, and just keep building. We talked about when Josh Heupel was hired, this thing's going to take 4 to 5 years. And if you had told me that we were going to be where we're at right now, I would have said you're nuts. I would have said there's no way Josh Heupel wins 7 games in his first year, even though I predicted 6. I'll take 7. There's no way he goes and signs one of the best quarterbacks in the country. This thing is moving way faster. Yeah, Wayne, thanks. See, Wayne, you could tell Wayne, you could tell I had a brain fart because I was talking about Ricky Gibson, and when I said another corner, I was talking about Jordan Matthews, but his name completely skipped my mind. A lot of people, again, to saying Jordan Matthews ends up at Texas, but trust Austin Price says Tennessee is way in it, way deeper in it than the talking heads think. So we'll see how that one plays out. Clearly, it seems like Gibson is now trending towards Tennessee. So that's good. I think they need one more corner to go along with Christian Conyer and Ricky Gibson. Jordan Matthews would be a great fit there. We'll see how it finishes out. We don't know. I don't know, Dylan. You're probably right. I think Matthews is probably leaning towards Texas, but again, AP says Tennessee's way more in it than people realize. Let's hear some more comments from Josh Heupel. We got almost 200 people watching live. Do me a favor, smash the thumbs up. You can share it out if you want to share it out. We're probably going to wrap this thing up here in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, unless you guys go nuts and start asking a bunch of crazy questions. We'll be live again tonight, 6:30. We'll kind of recap, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about tonight, 6:30, playing a little NCAA. Just a reminder, next Wednesday at 7, fan call-in show, and then every Wednesday from there moving forward, we'll be live at 7 p.m. For our regular midweek show. Me, Dauber, going to be a rotation of JP, Snake, Xavier. Jay says only 69 likes with 191 people watching. Is that the truth? That's heartbreaking. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Somebody fix that. Somebody fix that now. Smash that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Let's hear a few more comments here from Josh Heupel.
You mentioned the slot and feel good about what you've seen there here lately. What about the outside receiver spot opposite Cedric Tillman? How are some of those guys coming along here in camp?
Yeah, I feel like Ramel's done some positive things. Walker Merrill's been out there and has made some plays, operated really efficiently. Brew's done some really good things in some of our practices. That's a point of competition here still on the back half of training camp, and we got to have multiple guys step up, and certainly would like at least one of them to step up and grab a hold of that position.
Josh, was Kamal Hatton able to get any work today, and just what did you see out of those cornerbacks overall so far?
Yeah, Kamal did not get work today. We're deeper in the secondary too. You guys have seen that out at practice, just in pure number of bodies that we have compared to a year ago, but athletic movement, traits, skill set, all of that. That group's been purposeful, extremely, they compete with each other in an extremely positive way. There's pieces that can move, guys that are, playing our nickel that can move back and vice versa. We have some versatility there. We'll play more guys than we did a year ago. I think that will help us be better in the long run. But great competition here on the back half. I'm looking forward to watching a little bit of that here as I get upstairs this afternoon and watching how they functioned in the scrimmage.
I'm excited about the secondary, and I know the defense is a concern. I know we're all concerned about the defense, but I keep talking about player development, getting better, the guys that are returning. I'm excited about Kamal Hatton. I'm excited about Christian Charles. There's a lot of guys in that secondary that I get excited about on the football field. And yeah, I know we got to replace Theo Jackson. We got to replace Alante Taylor. But there are guys on this football team that are versatile. They can play multiple positions, and they are talented. Christian Charles is a guy that we kept talking about last year. How can Christian Charles get on the football field and help this team? And I think he's going to have an opportunity to do that. It's unfortunate that Kamal Hatton got banged up when he did, because I feel like he was having a good fall camp. I think he was a guy that was going to possibly push for one of those starting corner positions. But does Kamal Hatton now, does it end up being Warren Burrell? Just because he has more experience at the corner position. But where does Wesley Walker fit in? You're hearing Tamarian McDonald getting a lot of run at the star. Brandon Turnage, Dylan Elam in the chat there. Brandon Turnage breakout year. Man, he's a guy that, I just thought would slide into that star position. I'm excited to see what this secondary looks like, because all the names I'm rattling off, Christian Charles, Tamarian McDonald, getting a lot of hype, Brandon Turnage, Kamal Hatton, there are a lot of guys in the secondary that are getting good praise from these coaching staff. So what's the secondary going to look like? And then you've got two safeties that I know take a lot of heat. They take a lot of heat from this fan base, but the bottom line is they are upperclassmen, and they're getting praise. They're getting praise for the physical transformation that they made with their bodies, Trayvon Flowers particularly, and this coaching staff trusts them. So I'm just excited to see what this secondary looks like, to see what this defense looks like. Can they get after the quarterback? Can they be aggressive? Can they force more turnovers? Robert Tuck drops a $5 super chat. I appreciate that, Robert. Unfortunately, most freshmen struggle. I even thought Brandon Stewart outplayed Peyton Manning in their first year when they were thrown into the fire. That's going back, man, that's going back a ways. That's going back to, what was that, 93? 93, probably 93. Yeah, it's not normal for freshmen to come out and contribute early. It's It's just not. And especially it's hard to say, we'll be fine. We'll just rely on the freshman. That just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Occasionally, maybe you end up with a freshman that makes an impact. Maybe you get a guy like Squirrel White. You find a way to get him involved and go make plays, but you're not really relying on him. You're giving him an opportunity. Wayne says, I hope Haddon can get healthy before game. Yeah, Kamal Haddon was a guy that I was really getting excited about, and now I wonder if we are going to default back to Warren Burrell. Elijah, happy to hear that Walker Merrill is looking good. I think he has potential. Yeah, I think he'll probably be your second string outside. They're saying they moved him to the outside, so we'll see. We'll see what Walker Merrill does. But that's all the comments from Josh Heupel regarding scrimmage number 1. It's in the books. The next scrimmage is going to be on Sunday. What do you guys want to do? If you're watching the replay of this, hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Do you want a Monday morning stream where we talk about scrimmage number 2, or do you want, and we'll play Heupel's comments again and kind of go through it, or do you want to do it immediately after the scrimmage on Sunday? We could do it Sunday evening possibly. I don't know. I got to check the schedule, see what's going on. Jason Calhoun in the chat says, hit the like button and become a member of the channel. Need more Boogie in my life. Well, that's the way to do it. Join the channel. You'll get more streams. You'll get morning streams, evening streams, as much content as we can possibly pump out. Jace Vincent wants me to go hang out with Uncle Lou. Probably not going to happen. I don't think Uncle Lou has a clue that I even exist, that I am even a person on this planet. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. We'll definitely be covering scrimmage number 2, whether that be Sunday evening, probably Monday morning. I think we'll do the first ever Monday morning live stream. Talkin VAWLS live Monday morning. Probably like maybe like 9 a.m., 9:30. Give me time to get up, drink my Rockstar, my first Rockstar. This is my 3rd one of the day. I'm gonna have a heart attack more than likely, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll probably do Monday. I will let you guys know. Hope to see you guys in the chat tonight for NCAA. Look, we had 200 people in here hanging out. Come hang out tonight. It's the same exact thing we just did, except I'm playing a video game at the same time. It's the exact same thing, the exact same conversations. So if you like these live streams, come hang out. Don't miss. Check out a Tuesday night. I promise you will be hooked. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Pick up those beat Georgia, beat Bama, beat Florida, Kentucky's daddy. You want to get all that merch, get it in. Get it shipped in before. Mike in the chat, are you taking calls? Not tonight. We're going to do that next Wednesday is a fan call-in show, but you got to be a member of the channel. But thank you guys again for hanging out. It's been a good stream. Glad I decided to jump on and do this. Always love chatting with you guys. But that's going to do it. We will see you guys here in just a couple hours, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for NCAA. But that is it. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we chose.